Welcome, welcome, welcome. As I like to say every week when I make my presentations, I'm still Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I've been a licensed clinical psychologist in the state of California since 1974. I like to just tell you that to give you an idea of the background and the expertise and the experiences that I bring to the table to share with you. Because my intention is really to uplift you and inspire you for the rest of your lives. That's the goal of what we're doing today. I always mention also I was born in 1941, so I've been licensed to walk upon this earth for over 83 years now. Again, I tell you these things because it took me a long time to catch on to what I was really doing. Got my Ph.D. in 1969. I was 28. But it took me till I was about 70 to deeply know what I was doing. So I've had 13 years where I've been able to bring to you what I would consider an optimal program to help you and to help your loved ones. Not just for now, but for all your lives. The title of today's presentation is, There is a power strong enough to protect you from yourself. There is a power strong enough to protect you from yourself. We all have an inner darkness. In one massive study that was done at the University of Maryland, they found that 80% of people's thoughts were negative. So it's fair to say that 80% of your thoughts are negative, of my thoughts. And that helps protect us, but also that's where we need help, that there is a power strong enough to protect us from ourselves. And we'll talk to you about what that power is and how to harness it. So I'm going to give you very practical, usable ways to protect yourself from yourself, to protect yourself from your own inner darkness. There's always talking with therapists that helps. Talking to a loved one about what's going on inside, those help. But I'm going to talk to you about ways that does not involve talking to another person, ways of dealing with it in yourself, because most of the time you're with your own thoughts by yourself, maybe driving from point A to point B, or taking a walk, or going to the gym, or whatever. A lot of your lifetime is you're in situations where really you have to process your own thoughts. And the thoughts that we're talking about are negative ones, particularly. And there's a number of categories of them. For example, if we get into blaming other people, we're going through an issue, we have a misunderstanding with somebody, and we blame them. Well, that person said this, they did that, and we go on with that. Without blaming, we need protection from that. The longer we spend in blaming others, the more we're going to suffer. The more angry we're going to get. That anger, it's a known fact, well established in research, that the more angry a person is, the more prone that person is to a heart attack or stroke, to a severe cardiovascular event. You need protection from that. You don't want to have a heart attack. You don't want to have a stroke. And to the extent that you're blaming and angry, negative, it detracts from the quality of your life. We all have only so many years on the planet. Only so many years. Very limited. And we have all eternity where we're not walking on the earth, we're buried in the earth. So I'm really presenting this to you as a way to optimize the quality of your life so you can have more contentment, satisfaction, fulfillment, and happiness. And the methods I'm going to be talking to you about are going to do just that. It's going to promote more resiliency, more wisdom, more meaning in your life, more compassion, more self-respect. That's what I'm going to show you right now. And the approach from a psychological point of view, the psychological point of view and a spiritual point of view. I'm going to start off with a psychological point of view. And the psychological point of view could be expressed with one word. One word will express the whole approach psychologically. That word is honor. That word is honor. Now, I'm defining honor as loyalty to your highest constructive values as enshrined within the 4 commandments of honor, while striving to cause no harm physically or emotionally. Loyalty to your highest constructive values as enshrined within the 4 commandments of honor, while striving to cause no harm physically or emotionally. Now, the 4 commandments of honor are these. I wish you well. So you can see by, in your thoughts, you're wishing somebody well, you're angry at that person, wishing them well. That's protection against your own resentment, against your own anger. It won't negate or annihilate immediately the anger, but you're at least balancing it. You're not feeding the anger, you're balancing it. And as you balance it each time, the negative thought and the angers come back less often, with less intensity and less duration. I wish you well. Second commandment of honor, I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. You see how that gets you out of the blaming? That person may have been the trigger, may have started the issue. But we look at how did I co-create it? And am I adding fuel to the fire on how I respond? If you add fuel to the fire and you're making it worse, well, then you're co-creating it. So that way we get to look at ourselves first. And by the way, these are consistent with the teachings of all religions. In fact, it's all inspired by by the Spirit or the commandments of honor. Third, I'm grateful for the power I gain from hardship. I'm grateful for the power I gain from hardship. A lot of times people will lament, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and they just count their problems, they count their troubles, and it can be pretty terrible. I mean, real serious problems. But there's always what I call a best true story you can tell yourself about that problem, which makes you then grateful for the problem, grateful for the power you're going to gain from it. So once you tell yourself the best true story about it, and there's always a good story about whatever terrible thing is happening, and you realize it's going to make me stronger. You can't achieve wisdom in life without suffering. So one of the powers you gain is wisdom. Also, because you've gone through this, whatever the suffering is, you gain another mighty power, compassion. You'll be more compassionate. Why? Because when someone else is going through it, say, hey, I've been there. I feel for you. I know what it's like. Compassion. These are some of the powers you're going to gain from your hardship. Plus, it adds more dignity to your life. If you're just complaining about, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, poor me, I'm a victim here, I'm a victim there. That story, although there's truth in it for sure, it doesn't engender the respect that when you say, I'm grateful for the power I'm gaining from this, engenders more self-respect from others if you say that to them, and more self-respect. More self-respect. One of the powers you gain from hardship as you deal with it with the commandments of honor. More self-respect, more wisdom, more compassion. You'll also become more resilient. You'll come back up faster. And the fourth commandment depends whether you believe in God or not. If you don't believe in God, I seek always to serve my highest values. I seek always to serve my highest values. If you believe in God as I do, God, your wish is my only wish. God, your wish is my only wish. So within honor is the power to protect you. From whom? From yourself. Within honor is a power strong enough to protect you from yourself. In other words, honor is your shield against your own inner darkness. And most of the suffering we have in life, and I look at my life of 83 years, I caused myself. You added so much suffering to your lives as well. Mostly we've co-created our misery. Mostly that. As a matter of fact, I even go a step further. Almost everybody I know who died did it to themselves. They didn't have to die that early because they were drinking, smoking, the way the foods they were eating were toxic. They indulged in very negative thoughts. They did themselves in. So they caused not only their own psychological problems, we also caused our own physical problems and our own demise, our own deaths by these negative forces. So we're in a situation where you want to commit to repeating the 4 commandments 3 times a day the rest of your life. It takes 8 seconds to repeat it. You can be washing the dishes, driving, taking a shower. 8 seconds. So you're investing 24 seconds a day. You don't have to go someplace to do it. And remember this. The repetition is preparation for application to achieve internalization and stabilization. The repetition is preparation for application and help you achieve internalization and stabilization. That's why I want to be repeating it 3 times a day. And you need to do it for all your lives, all your lives. If you stop, you lose the benefit very quickly. So I have people take a pledge. In fact, you can do it with me now if you like. And it's a pledge to do it for all your lives. It goes this way. As a disciple of honor, I pledge myself for all the days of my life to the 4 commandments of honor. And I will teach them to those I love. I'll repeat them every morning, afternoon, and evening, and listen to myself recite them. Just taking that pledge makes what we did. I surveyed 1,100 people, 1,100 subjects that were patients of mine. Over 95% said it gave them more hope. Over 95% said it gave them not only more hope, it made them feel good instantly. And over 92% said it helped them feel more meaning in their lives. So that's another thing of following this. You will feel more meaning in your life. You'll have a stronger sense of purpose for this from following the way of honor. As a matter of fact, every session I have with all my wonderful people, I ask them what their purpose in life is, and it always comes down to honor and family or honor, family, and health. Everybody, when it comes down to it, says that's the purpose in life. So it adds purpose and more meaning in your life. That's huge. Now, when I said to you that you want to do this all your life, you also want to increase the probability that you're going to use it. The way to do that is using the bridge. And the bridge is this question: what is the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? What is the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? So you're saying that 3 times a day with the commandments of honor. So honor becomes the gold standard for everything in your life, not happiness, honor. In fact, we're not looking for happiness anymore. You're looking for honor, which is the foundation. It's the foundation for true happiness. You can't be truly happy without honor. You can have fun, entertainment, excitement, but not true happiness. You must have honor to have that. So, 4 commandments of honor, committing a lifetime to repeating it 3 times a day, and the bridge. There's more to the system. We have the Supremacy of Honor Code. We have the 25 Laws of Honor. That's in other lectures, but this will do the trick. The others will add to it, but this will take you very, very, very far. Now, I said to you that all of this I started a whole movement based on it. It's not only a form of therapy, the honor movement, and it's geared to go on for centuries. There's no money involved in the movement. We bring educational programs to society in all areas, the homeless, the aged, athletes, communication, marriage, racial unity, police force. We have every dimension of society. We have programs that we bring free to the world. So it became a movement as well as a therapy, a way of reframing psychologically. And I mentioned, and I'm not the founder of the movement, I really feel the Holy Spirit is. I became the spokesperson of it. I articulated it. I'm the initiator, but not the founder. That's how I honestly see it. So you can definitely, so the power to protect you from yourself, the power to protect you from yourself, ultimately comes from God, comes from the Holy Spirit. These ones that I just gave you are a psychological dimension to the spiritual teachings, and however you turn to God, the teachings from God, whichever the divine teachers, Jesus Christ, Baha'u'llah, Moses, whomever. When you're following the teaching, and the spiritual teachings are the same in all religions. So a good combination is the commandments of honor and the bridge, and whatever scripture you turn to, whatever spiritual teachings you have, as a seeking protection from yourself. It's been my pleasure to present this to you. And to really seek this protection, you need to know you need the protection from you. And you need to be able to do that. You need to identify that you create your own suffering. Once you see that you co-create most of your suffering, and therefore I need protection from myself. Once you say that, then all of this opens up at a very profound level for you. So now I'm going to open this up to our wonderful guests who are here today. And I just want to say, in inviting you to ask questions or speak up, that people benefit as much or more from hearing from each other as you do from me. You benefit as much from hearing from each other as you do from me, because as people hear others speak, all the others go, wow, I'm not alone on this. I'm part of a beautiful community. I hear that all the time. I'm not alone. I love being part of this community. The people are awesome. And you are awesome. That's heartfelt. So I'm going to open it now to you for any comments or questions you might have.
Yes, doctor. This is Lorraine. Can you hear me?
Lorraine,
okay?
Yes, I hear you well. Good to hear from you, Lorraine.
Hi. So, I've been really working on with my anxiety and the negative self-talk. But what's really hard is when you're not when I'm not I'm asleep. I wake up in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., and I've just got these thoughts going through my head, and none of them are positive. They're worry, they're anxiety. And it's hard to quiet them. How would you recommend? Okay.
Firstly, you don't want to try to quiet them. It's a losing battle. You want to balance them. You want to balance them with constructive, positive, honorable thoughts. For instance, you could say, I hope I'll be okay, or God willing, I'll be fine. Or these, but the negative thoughts are there. They're real, and they're definitely torturous. Do not fight them. Do not try to change them. Just balance them with constructive, positive, honorable thoughts. Balance it. And in the long run, those negative thoughts are going to come back less often. A lot of people, when they wake up early in the morning or the middle of the night, the defenses are down. Your defenses are down. So it's easier to get flooded with whatever negativity there is in your life. Or the negativity can even come from a dream. So that's pretty common.
Okay.
But don't try to get rid of it. You can't do it. Balance it.
Okay.
Lorraine, that's a very good question. You've helped a lot of people by asking that question, Lorraine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I can't believe I'm the only one that has this level of anxiety.
Oh, no.
Going through this.
No, you're not. You're not. That's right. And you want to, of course, do your deep breathing 4 times an hour. And when you do your deep breathing, and when you wake up that way, repeat constructive, honorable thoughts like commandments of honor or other constructive thoughts. Another one I use that's a derivative. Yeah, I'm grateful for the power I gained from hardship, but a derivative thought from that is I hope to come back much stronger than ever.
Yes.
I hope to come back much stronger than ever. So you wake up, you're just distraught, you feel terrible physically, emotionally, spiritually, in every way. You say, I hope to come back much stronger than ever. Or I hope to come back much stronger than ever, God willing. You balance it.
Okay.
And that hope of, because that then helps to balance it. It doesn't erase the negativity, but it helps balance it.
Okay, I'm going to try that.
Oh, no, and text me. Let me know how it goes. I guarantee you'll see good results. Very good results.
Okay.
The key is don't try to erase the negativity. You won't be able to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's sort of like if you want to get rid of darkness, you don't fight the darkness, you put on the light. Yeah. You put on the light, you don't fight the darkness. And that's basically what we're talking about. We're talking about putting on the light. The methods I've given you, turning to honor, turning to the Holy Spirit, is a way to turn on the light.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Lorraine. Thank you. Who else would like to ask a question, make a comment? Because it's so helpful to everybody. Yes.
This is Bill William.
Hey, Bill. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Lorraine, thank you very much. That was very helpful to me also. You're not the only one, and I really appreciate that. And lots of times I go through things where I think negatively. I approach every time somebody says something to me, it's always like the worst case scenario. And you do it through the day, not just when you're sleeping. Everything is always, everybody's attacking me, and it's not that way. You got to, like I say, you got to think of your commandments and do right things right, and you'll be okay.
Well, you want to, it's very good. I'm glad you said these things, Bill. Of course, the thing is you want to balance it, not with the intention of making it go away, not with the intention of overpowering it, just with the intention of balancing it. That will work. If you try to overpower your negativity, it'll grow. It will actually grow. Not only won't go away, it'll get bigger. So that's why I'm telling you, you want to balance it. Yeah. You don't fight that. You don't fight the darkness. You turn on the light. Always remember it that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doc.
You're most welcome, Bill. And thank you for your comments, Bill, as always. Thank you. Who else would like to say something or ask a question that's so helpful to everybody?
Hi, Dr. Nerenberg. It's Tracy.
Oh, Tracy. I'm glad you're here, Tracy, my dear goddaughter.
Hello.
Hello.
So I love this topic, especially about saving us from ourselves. With me, what the honor movement has helped me the most with is really goes hand in hand for me with my spirituality and nearing myself to God, and to remember, like, especially in my prayers, to ask God to save me from myself and from the thoughts that I have, because the only way to be more positive is to be more honorable, and to do my best to show how I can be honorable. It's like almost like you touch something, you want someone to catch that fire from you, that fire of honor to one by one, and it'll hopefully help the world. And so for me, saying my commandments, it goes with my spirituality, and just trying to get better. And I know that I am not the thoughts that I think of. I know that sometimes I can be in the gutter, and that is not who I am. It's just what may run through my mind. And I feel like, oh, the evil one, the dark one is after me, you know, and like you said, to come to the light, say my commandments, and, you know, God, your wish is my only wish. God, save me from myself, because I am a danger to myself in so many ways.
Well, you know, that's very advanced thinking, because most people don't know how much of a danger they are to themselves. A lot of our people do, because our people are very advanced and know they need help. That's the beauty of why I love the people I work with, because they recognize they need some help on these things. Other people that need it more don't seek the help. But tying in the way of honor with whatever spiritual approach or religious approach you have, that's perfect. A lot of people say to me, yeah, when I say my prayers, I repeat the commandments of honor. And certainly bringing honor into the world is very powerful. That's what the world needs at this time. My stepson, Potom, he interviewed 5,000 people on the streets, did amazing research. And in one study of over 1,000, over 70% of the people said, I want more honor in my life. And I feel that the world would be a happier, safer place if there was more honor. So people, without even defining honor, people know they need that. They're receptive to it. Very receptive to these teachings. Nobody, by the way, would disagree with any one of the commandments of honor. Nobody. Nobody's going to say, I'm against wishing you well. I'm against taking responsibility for myself. No, nobody's going to do that. No normal human being will. So the good thing about this is that it's already within you. It's already within all of us, these commandments of honor. And I call them commandments because we're commanding the honor that's already within us to rise up into consciousness in terms of thoughts, words, and actions. Tracy, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent. Well, it's been my pleasure, my privilege, and my enjoyment to have this time with you, with the presenting. There is a power strong enough to protect you from yourself.
The sea of destiny is in your deepest struggle. God's will and mine be one, and I wish you well. You are co-creator, respectfully real. There's a way in the valley that turns weakness to steel. We're known through all eternity, from strife we gain power, clothed in grace and love, disciples of honor. All the days of our lives refuse the way of shame. We wish nobody harm, have no one to blame. Your high calling will be done, and pure eyes now glow. In darkness crave the good, like waters from the desert flow. I pledge my love all the days of my life. I pledge my soul to all that is good. I pledge my heart to my brothers and sisters, who I join in the light, leave a legacy of honor. We're known through all eternity, from strife we gain power, clothed in grace and love, disciples of honor. All the days of our lives, refuse the way of shame. We wish nobody harm, have no one to blame. Your high calling will be done, and pure eyes now glow. In darkness crave the good, like waters from the desert flow.